I'm going to have to go there and talk about my mum. Everyone breathe. Okay, there is no bigger regret in my life than Louise and my mum not getting to meet. The similarities between the two of them are both very obvious. My mum was very beautiful. Louise is very beautiful. My mum was kind and thoughtful. Louise is very kind and thoughtful.
Such a better man.
My mum supported and loved a great but ultimately flawed man. Louise supports a great but ultimately flawed man. My mum had a wicked sense of humour, and Louise definitely has a wicked sense of humour. Well, she's married me anyway, that's the biggest joke. My mum was an amazing mother, and if how Louise is with everyone else's children is any indication, I'm sure she's going to make a great mother to our children one day. But unfortunately, I will never get to introduce the two most significant women in my life. And there's many more other friends and relatives that sadly haven't made it along this journey with us and can't be here today. Life is so fragile, the best ones often go first, and of course we never fully appreciate what we've lost until it's gone. Okay, I think my mum would have been proud of me today and the man I've become. I also think my mum would have been very proud of my dad and my sister, and I think she would have loved her new daughter-in-law. My dad is now married to another wonderful woman. Lucky bugger. Two. Someone we all know my mum would have approved of. No one will ever replace my mum, but Claire and I really do appreciate everything that you've done for my dad, and therefore everything you've done for us. Parents are, in many ways, always going to be the most important people in our lives. At the very least, none of us would be here without them, or be the people we are, for better or worse. So I'd like everyone to stand, please, and raise your glasses to parents. I guess we all end up turning into our parents eventually, or at least the people that brought us up. And that's no more evident in my wonderful wife. To know Louise is to know her parents. But no matter how confusing or bonkers something Louise says is, there's always one person that will always be able to understand her completely. And that's not me. That's her twin. Louise and I have been to a lot of weddings, and one thing the groom nearly always says is that his wife is also his best friend. Some of them even get mushy enough to say that their wife is their soulmate as well. But you won't hear either from me, not because I'm unromantic, it's because Lou already has a soulmate and she already has a best friend. I have no idea if all twins are like this, but how close they are, it really is amazing. In many ways, Emma and I are very similar. We're both very beautiful people. I fancy myself. Emma also fancies me. We're both stubborn and argumentative. We're both very protective over Louise, and we're both always right. Louise hates being the centre of attention, so I'm going to get the mushy stuff out of the way first. Let's get that done. I have the most beautiful wife in the world. Living with me is not an easy thing to do, as many of you know. Yeah. It takes a special kind of person to put up with me and still love me through all my terrible issues and habits. So when I found someone that would, and who also happens to be beautiful, then I knew she was a keeper.